The following morning, Liwei slowly opened his eyes and looked at Amara, who was fast asleep beside him. He gently fixed her hair and leaned in to kiss her forehead, causing her to stir and open her eyes. Smiling, she whispered good morning, asking how he felt and whether he had a hangover. Liwei kept his eyes on her and told her he only had a small headache. He asked if he had been drunk last night. Amara laughed softly and nodded. Still keeping his eyes on her, Liwei asked if he had said or done anything out of line. Amara shook her head, assuring him that he hadn't. Liwei, persistent, asked again if she was sure, and Amara held his hand, telling him not to worry. She thought about how she didn't want to mention what he had said to her. It might make him uncomfortable. She also reasoned that the things he hadn't said while sober were for his own reasons. Liwei pulled her closer and asked what she thought about pretending to date Kai. Amara looked at him calmly and said that Kai seemed like a good person and that if he trusted him, she was okay with it. His expression turned stern, his eyes narrowing as he asked why she was so quick to agree to date another man. Before she could respond, he pulled her even closer, holding her tightly, locking his gaze with hers. He reminded her that she was still his woman, making sure she remembered. Amara smiled and reassured him that she was still his and that she understood the plan was only to divert Fang's attention. Liwei's expression softened slightly, and he still held her close, warning that if Kai dared to cross any line, he would teach him a lesson. Amara, curious, asked what out of line meant. Liwei's gaze burned into hers, making sure she felt the intensity before leaning in and whispering that he was the only one allowed to look at her that way, and that if anyone else looked at her the way he just did, that would be out of line. He grabbed her face and pulled her close, claiming her lips in a kiss that made her whole body weaken. Slowing slightly, he whispered that he alone was allowed to kiss her, to know how her lips tasted, that even kissing her was out of line. Amara, unable to control herself, kept her eyes on him and teasingly asked what else was out of line. Liwei smirked, realizing she was flirting, and gently turned her to lay on the bed. He held her hands with one hand and slid his other hand beneath her shirt, caressing her skin, exploring every part he could reach. Leaning in, he brushed his lips against her neck, teasing her, and continued until she let out a small moan, calling his name as if she were out of air. He chuckled and whispered that she was only allowed to call his name in that way,